UFC 133, another great fight on the card. Mike Pyle and Rory MacDonald or Rory.
He's actually Canadian, so it's gotta be Rory. He was speaking Portuguese for
He's actually a really nice kid in the Toronto, because he was on the Toronto card. I sat with him, we did a Q&A after the weigh-ins, and just a super nice kid, and what a competitor.
Yeah.
One of those young, hungry, up-and-coming guys. But I think, obviously, again, small bias on my part, Mike Pyle's been a close friend and workout partner for the last 8 years with me since I moved to Vegas, and one of the most talented guys. And now to finally see him kind of on track and coming into his own and really kind of putting all the pieces together for the ability that we've seen in him for a long time. It's a tough fight. This kid is no slouch. But I think Pyle has all the tools, and no matter where the fight goes, both guys are tall and rangy, good strikers, tough as nails. So it's going to be a hell of a fight. I think potential for fight of the night, but I'm going with Pyle.
You brought up a good point in there. I've always heard, and I've seen Mike, and I know Mike as well, I've always heard that he's one of those guys in the gym, he just ruins everybody, just walks through everybody in the gym. And then I've seen him in fights, and for some reason he just doesn't live up to his potential. Hasn't, I guess I should say. Hasn't lived up to his potential. How does that happen, and how do you get a guy to get away from that and change their mindset or help them in any way, shape, or form to do that?
Yeah, you're right. I think it comes down to sports psychology. And there was a disconnect from the Mike we've seen in the training environment and the technique that he possesses and the talent and ability that he has, and then going out and putting that all together in competition night. And I'm not sure if Mike wanted it so bad and was putting so much expectation on himself to perform well that he wasn't pulling the trigger. And you know, it's been one thing after another. You can make scenarios in the circumstances that I would have expected him to win, and he didn't put his best performance forward. But I think he's been seeing a sports psychologist here, Sharon Jaylene, and same gal that I work with, and she's terrific. And I think that's why we're seeing the Mike that we're seeing now, pretty consistent, coming out, fighting to his ability, sticking to it and fighting, and I think that that's the Mike we expect.
Do you think it has a lot to do with being relaxed also? Because I know when you're in the gym, you have nothing to lose. You lose, no big deal. You come back, it doesn't count or anything. You think guys come in the ring and they're a little bit more tense, they're not quite as relaxed and not quite as looking at it as a sparring session?
Well, I think that's that thing. They want to win so bad, they put this pressure on themselves to go out and win, and that takes them away, tightens them up to the point where they don't perform. They don't loosen up and let go and let the technique flow and let the things they train to do flow. And there's a mental skill there to be able to do that, to somehow find the framework to let yourself just go out and enjoy the fight and fight to your ability. Win or lose, you can live with that.
Okay. All right, well, you picked Mike Pyle.
Yep.
I'm going to go with Rory MacDonald because his 11-1 record right now. I think he's that young kid that's really hungry. Mike has a lot of experience, but his only loss is to Carlos Condit. That's a very worthy opponent. He just came off a big win, which I don't think a lot of people expected him to beat Nate Diaz. So I'm going to go with Rory MacDonald. I think ability, I think desire. I think he's a young fighter. So I'm going to choose Roy.
Cool.